Woo. It's gardening season here in Middle Tennessee, and the basil in my garden is going bonkers. So it got me thinking, how can I use all of this? So I'm going to show you how I make garlic, basil, sun-dried tomato chicken sausage that's going to knock your socks off. So what you want to do to start is get yourself some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. You can get boneless thighs if you choose, but the chicken skin is going to be used as the fat component in the sausage, so it's best to go ahead and buy its skin on and bone in. You can debone it very easily. I'll show you how I do it. I've actually done the majority of it already. This is the last piece I have to do. You're just going to remove the skin. Skin's off. You'll flip it over. You'll find one bone running straight through the middle. All you got to do is cut around it. I typically just slice off each side. I will tell you, you'll want to look out because there sometimes can be a little bit of cartilage. You don't want that in your sausage, so feel around, make sure you don't have any on the meat. And then you're just going to try to clean up the bone as best you can. Deboned, you can use this for stock if you choose, or you can just toss it in the garbage. I think I'm tossing this one in the garbage today. Just go through, you want to chunk this up so it'll fit through the grinder. I'm using all thighs. There's a little more fat content in the thigh meat. If you want to do a blend of thigh meat and breast meat, you can do that. But I find if you go all breast meat, it tends to get a little on the dry side. So you'll definitely want to add some fat, a little extra fat in to the mix if you're going all breast meat. So we will be making a 5-pound batch of sausage. We have an 80-20 blend of meat to fat. And what I've done, because I'm always tinkering with things, normally I just use chicken skins as the fat component. But today, with this batch of sausage, I'm doing half chicken skin, half beef fat, just to see what happens. So in order to get a really good grind on this meat, it needs to be almost completely frozen. What we're going to do is take this, stick it into the freezer for about an hour, just so the meat gets down to right around 30 degrees. We don't want it completely frozen, but we want it to be pretty rigid. That way it's going to keep the fat from smearing when you run it through the meat grinder. So meat into the freezer for 1 hour. Got my grinder parts. These have been chilling out in the freezer overnight. You want to make sure these things are as cold as possible. That will help keep everything nice and chilly. Meat has been chilling out for an hour, so it's time to start grinding. So for our seasonings today, we have some kosher salt, we have some 16 mesh black pepper, and some red pepper flake. If you're wondering about ratios or amounts or anything like that, don't worry, I'm going to put down in the description all the stuff that I'm putting in here and the ratios for what I'm using. We've got our basil. I blanched this basil because I don't plan on cooking all of this at once. I'm going to freeze some of it. And by blanching the basil, it's going to help it retain its vibrant green color. Sun-dried tomatoes, all chopped up. And last but not least, we have some garlic. If you're wondering what garlic is, it's garlic from a jar. Normally I would use dehydrated garlic for this, but since this is a fresh sausage, I don't want to run the risk of the garlic not rehydrating when I'm cooking this on the grill. So I'm going with something that's already hydrated, and that should solve any problems with that. So now we just start mixing. What we're going to try and do here is get some nice protein extraction. You want this to kind of all come together and be one homogeneous piece. And at the end of mixing, it should stick to your hand almost like a batter. I've mixed it up for just a bit, and we're going to now add in our liquid component, which is a combination of some red wine. It's a dry red wine. I'm using a Malbec. I'm also using some red wine vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, and just to finish off, a touch of water. I think we have it. Let's get this into a stuffer and get it in some casings. Got my sausage stuffer set up, got my tray ready to go. One crucial step that I almost left out. You must take some of the grind once you've seasoned it, once it's ready to go in the stuffer. Make a patty, sear it off in a pan, taste it, because at this point, this is the last chance you will have to adjust your seasoning if it's under-seasoned, over-seasoned, or whatever the case may be. So the proper way to get this done, you're gonna take your grind, throw it down in here. You want to pack it in as tight as you can. You don't want any air bubbles, no air pockets, nothing like that. Put it in and punch it down. All packed in. Let's get to stuffing. Crank it down. You want to bring the meat out to the end of the horn. Next up, you want to take your casings. You want to soak your casings several hours in advance. These have been going in my refrigerator for about 12 hours. Find the end of this. You're going to wedge your fingers in here, open up the casing a little bit. You want to flush some water through this. This is not only going to rinse out the inside of the casing, it's also going to make sure you don't have any holes or anything like that in the casing. I'm going to lube up the horn. Ooh. And we're going to load this on. Gonna tie this off. You can use a sausage picker for this. I just use a corn holder that I have on hand. You want to poke the end of the casing just to let some air escape. And since cold is critical, I'm gonna put down some ice on our tray. And we start filling the casing. So just a little bit of resistance. You wanna fill the casing a decent amount. I typically like to leave the ends of the casing open while I'm linking. I'll show you why in just a second. I'm gonna finish the rest of these off camera and I'll bring you right back. All right, we're all done stuffing the sausage. So now it's time to link it. So the way I go about doing this, if you've watched one of my sausage videos, you've seen me do this. Measure out 6 inches. We're going to pinch here. Then you go and you pinch the next link, and then you're gonna start rolling it forward. Maybe 2 or 3 times, sometimes a little bit more. You just want it to be snug and tight. And again, so you're linking every other sausage. You can roll forward, you can roll backward. As long as you're linking every other one, it doesn't matter. One good tip I will give you is you want to make sure if there are any air pockets here in these casings, just go around with a sausage pricker, prick these sausages. That's gonna allow the air to escape. It's going to draw the casing closer to the meat. Since this is a fresh sausage, I will be putting these on the grill to finish them. There is no smoking involved. You could smoke these if you wanted to. Since these casings are still kind of wet, I want to give the casings time to dry out. So what I'm going to do is stick these in my refrigerator for a bit, let the casings dry out. They're on an elevated rack. That's crucial. You want airflow all around. And then once the casings are thoroughly dried out, I can separate them into individual links, and then I'm gonna grill a few of them off. You know, sometimes filming these videos, life just gets in the way. So with that being said, it is 24 hours later. The sausages are thoroughly dried out. So now we are going to grill them off until they hit 165 degrees and see what we have. We're gonna start off cooking these indirect. We're gonna bring the heat up nice and easy. We don't want to pop these casings. Once we're just about finished, we're gonna throw them over the direct coals to crisp up the casings. We have hit 165 degrees internal. Ooh, these things smell so good. And they are screaming hot. Let's cut into it and see what we got. All right, there we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's juicy. All right, let's get a taste. There we go. Oh man, this is really, really good. Definitely getting the pop of that red wine and the red wine vinegar. Man, that is kicking it up a notch. It's really tasty, super good. Getting a lot of the garlic, heavily garlic forward, which I like. I'm a big fan of garlic. Oh, this is a great sausage. If you're thinking about giving sausage making a try, consider chicken sausage. Delicious. That is the way to go, man. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, consider giving me a like, a subscribe, or drop me a comment. I would greatly appreciate it. Every time you do that, it helps to push me out to just a few more people. So help me to continue to spread the word. And with that, get up, go out, cook some good food. Be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. And I will catch you next time.